Hello, fabulous Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of July 2014, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, there is a full moon taking place in a part of the sky that has to do with romance. It has to do with the flutter of love, the belief in love, and enjoying the feeling of love and that love can bring. Now, what's interesting about this particular full moon is that it is setting off some key points in the cardinal cross. Now, this is a major configuration that has been with us for a little while, and I've been speaking about this in the weekly horoscopes, in particular, because this configuration was especially active in April. You may want to go back and have a look at some of the things that I was sharing at that time about this. But ultimately, what this energy is and what I've been talking about is having to look at the way things really are and deciding whether or not you like it, what it is that needs to change for you, and then actually initiating whatever action needs to take place so that things can start moving in a direction that represents greater truth for you. Now, when you have this particular full moon taking place, again, in the part of the sky that has to do with romance, then all of these themes start to speak in the context of love. But here's what's really interesting about this particular full moon is that it is also speaking in supreme harmony with Saturn. Considering that this particular conversation, this speaking in harmony with Saturn, suggests a level of stability, of maturity, and it suggests a grounding that we are going to have in understanding just where it is ultimately that we want to go in a larger sense of the picture. And so you put all this together, and it suggests to me that for you, where it comes to love, there are going to be changes taking place, and they're changes that are grounded in self-respect and self-knowledge. For those of you who are in an established bond, this can play itself out in terms of looking at the connection that you actually have. How much do you really feel that this person is with you where it comes to love? Do you have that sense of happiness with this person? Do you have that lift? Do you have that joy? That is going to be a major theme and a major focus for you. Where it is that you feel yes, then you will continue to do the things and have those insights that allow you to strengthen that. But I do think that for a lot of people, there's likely to be a lot of people of your sign in established bonds. There's likely to be sort of a moment when you say to yourself, oh, wow, okay, this is what I thought and think love should be, and this is where I am. So what is it that needs to change if I'm going to move this partnership or be part of moving this partnership in a more empowered direction? And so you can expect to have some conversations, some changes taking place in the context of partnership. Those of you who have somebody in your sphere, I do think this is sort of seeing the truth of this other person a little bit more clearly. And for some of you, I got to say, it may be a bit of a surprise. Uranus is involved in this full moon as well. And so when I look at this, it does look like chances are sort of all of a sudden a light bulb goes on for you and you go, oh, okay, this is who you are. And then you decide what you are going to do from there. And it does look like you are making choices from that place of saying, okay, does this new information that I've received fit into the larger picture of where it is that I believe I want to go where it comes to love? I do think also there's an element here, because this is also a full moon that has to do with children. There is going to be an element here for some of you out there where you may be with somebody new and you sort of have this moment when you realize this person really works as a parent. This person really doesn't. Where you kind of realize that, okay, I can see myself with this person in terms of actually having children with them or not, and making a decision from that place because you're thinking so big picture and you're thinking about what it is ultimately that you're creating in the world. Those of you who are not in an established bond, who are open or maybe not, who are single, chances are that this particular full moon is likely to bring a flirtation that allows you to become more aware of just what it is that's going on with you where it comes to love, where it is maybe there have been some barriers within you, and what now you can do in a very practical way to actually help yourself move in a more empowered direction towards greater love. Full moons always represent a culmination of sorts. They represent closures. They represent seeing what actually is and deciding to release, to let go of what is no longer working or what has reached completion. So when you are looking at the sky from this context, this particular moon from this context, it does look like, and all those words really, a lot of them come down to forgiveness. That is one of the key things that you do as a selfish act to really release any energy that gets in the way of you knowing greater love. And I do think that's going to be the work for a lot of people, regardless of their particular current status where it comes to relationships. It really is going to come down to understanding what forgiveness is going to mean as part of moving towards a deeper love and as part of just enjoying the love that you have and the love that you want as well. If you can allow that to happen, to see where it is that maybe for you as a selfish act, you can actually practice a little bit of forgiveness, you'll find yourself moving the energy, moving any energy that's keeping greater love from you out of the way and stepping into a greater love than you've known before. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.